Hey Bill, an alien gave me a special ring.
An alien, huh? Please, do go on.
Yeah, check it out, it's cherry.
Oh my God, you're an idiot.
Welcome back to the Out of Touch podcast. I'm Chris, that's Bill, and today we are watching Green Lantern from 2011 for some reason. So Bill.
What do you mean for some reason? It's almost as if there's a Green Lantern related thing, though not that you would know by the title or the imagery we've seen thus far.
They're doing everything in their power to make you not think of this movie.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
So Bill, what did you think of Green Lantern from 2011?
I think it's okay.
I think it's another attempt from DC to have that fourth place hero that they keep trying to to make a thing.
Now, in fairness, when this movie was in development, Green Lantern kind of was that in DC.
That's true.
Because the Jeff Johns Green Lantern run was very popular.
He was popping off at that time. There was the Black Knight event.
Yeah, the Sinestro Corps, all that stuff.
People were like, hey, Green Lantern might be cool.
And you know what? In the comics, he was cool.
Yeah. I guess, Green Lantern is a character with a weird history that I guess he got done dirty pretty bad in the 90s.
Yeah, Emerald Twilight turned Hal Jordan into a villain and destroyed the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
And not to mention, you go back, you have the weird Alan Scott version who's weak to wood.
That's so weird.
I don't know, man. It's that 1940s, man.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because I guess this was right around the time where it's just Green Lantern got revived by Jeff Johns. I think at the same time Flash got revived by Jeff Johns.
Yeah, because it was around Final Crisis. Well, first they did the Green Lantern, and they had the Green Lantern Rebirth. They brought Hal back. They restored the Green Lantern Corps. They explained away his villainous turn as being possessed by this entity called Parallax.
Yeah.
Retconned a bunch of stuff for the better in this case.
Yeah.
Because, that was really fucked up what they did to Hal Jordan in the 90s. Good Lord. I believe the term is character assassination.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean...
It's okay, you killed Superman, you broke Batman, then you just ruined Green Lantern, I guess.
I mean, the 90s was all about stunts to sell more comics until that bubble burst.
It was a hell of a stunt. Let's ruin a character for literal years.
Nobody came out unscathed.
Yeah.
Except maybe Batman. But...
Well, I mean, in fairness, Superman got better, and I guess so did Batman.
Yeah. But anyway, the Green Lantern movie from 2011, it's an odd movie.
I know, right?
It's got an interesting history, too.
Yeah, we watched the extended cut, which, in my opinion, is not better than the theatrical cut.
Disagree.
Well, here's the thing.
Do you even remember what's different?
I can kind of ascertain some things that might be different. So, the extended cut starts with a whole sequence of him being a child, right? But
yes.
The theatrical version, he just flashes back to being a child, right?
Just a couple flashes when he's in the plane. That's it.
Here's the thing that I don't like about the extended cut is they show you all the stuff of him being a kid, and then you get a flashback immediately about all the stuff when he was a kid.
They're not long, but it is a little awkward.
Yeah.
But I will say the full scenes of him as a kid is better than just the quick flashes. Because I feel like you establish his character better. They established the character relationships between Hal Jordan, Hector Hammond, and Carol Ferris.
Yeah.
Period. Because literally, I remember sitting in the theater watching Hal encounter Hector Hammond at that party and them greeting each other as old acquaintances. And my first thought was, wait, they know each other?
Yeah. And, to be honest, it still is one of those things because it's they never interact as adults until that moment too.
Yeah.
So it's just and it's such a small part at the beginning where it's just Hector. It's just I don't know.
It's something as opposed to nothing.
I guess it's there,
Yeah, the only other addition I'm fully aware of is that the scene between Hal and his nephew is longer.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. This movie's very different than I remember it to be.
Well, you did watch a different version.
Yeah, and...
You know what's funny? This was the only version of this movie I showed to one of my brothers. And after the opening scene, flashback to him as a kid, I commented to him like, none of that was in the theatrical version. And he looked at me, he was like, why? That's important. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It was important. Like even he knew, just being a casual viewer, like, yeah, backstory's kind of important, motivation and all that. Imagine if like Batman Begins began, it was like, yeah, my parents died. We never see it, we never talk about it, but it's the most important part of this movie is the fact that my parents are dead. And we talk about it constantly, but we never saw it.
Yeah.
We just kind of cut around it.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, it's just odd because, like...
And that's not a shot at the Batman not showing the origin.
Yeah.
Because we skipped that.
We get
it. It wasn't part of that story. It wasn't an origin story. This is an origin story. You need the backstory in the origin story.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know. You know, this movie just feels like so like awkward to me. It's like DC kind of has only done Batman and Superman at this point, and they're trying to do Green Lantern now.
When this movie came out, it was just a long history of Superman followed by a long history of Batman, and then nothing else except a really bad Catwoman movie and a bad Supergirl movie, which we'll get to eventually.
You know, I like Ryan Reynolds a lot, but I think he's kind of miscast in this movie.
A little.
Just because, like, if you know anything about, like, the character of Hal Jordan, and, like, I remember at the time, it was like, Ryan Reynolds should play Flash, not Green Lantern.
That was a lot of the talk at the time. You know what's funny? The director didn't want Ryan Reynolds.
No.
Martin Campbell, who was the director of this, apparently he wanted Bradley Cooper.
Okay.
Bradley Cooper was up for the role, but I don't know. The studio chose Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And the studio got their way.
It's like, did you not see him in Blade Trinity? Or Van Wilder?
Here, let me help you.
Now, this movie had a host of other problems that I don't know if a different casting would have helped.
Yeah.
But maybe having a director liking his lead actor would have made things go a little smoothly. You could tell right away that, okay, this movie might have been chopped up in post quite a bit.
You know, I'll say, like, there's a lot of choices in this movie that kind of just seem, like, dumb. I remember when this movie was coming out, like, they made a big deal about, like, the suit is, like, completely CG. And there are times where the suit looks okay, but then there are other times where it's just kind of like, why did they just not make, like, a regular suit?
They could have had a regular suit and then just enhanced it.
And please don't make the super suit green or animated.
Yeah. The other thing, too, that, like, I don't know, I almost feel like this movie's, like, overly, like, extravagant sometimes. Like, every construct he makes until, like, the very end of the movie is, like, so, like, intricate and elaborate. Like, he makes, like, the Hot Wheels track, and he makes, like, the gun turret, which is just, like, crazy. Like, there's a lot of things he does. Like, he makes that whole buggy, and, like, I'm like, why doesn't he just make, like, a regular force field, like, at some parts?
He does.
I mean, eventually he does.
He does early on, too.
Yeah.
He puts a force field bubble around Carol at one point.
Yeah. I don't know, you know, it's a weird movie. It's got, like, a lot of, like, weird moments where, like, you know, he's, like, being trained by Green Lantern Corps, and then, like, he's just like, I don't like you guys, you're mean to me, and then he, like, runs away. Then he gets back to Earth, becomes Green Lantern, and then is all about being in the Green Lantern Corps, and then, like, immediately is like, yeah, but I quit. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, you're like, this is me now, but also I quit.
I had already quit, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a jumbled character arc.
Yeah. So,
it's like you went for half a day of basic training, and, like, you were in the Air Force, you went to military training. I don't think you gave up after half a day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, like, inconsistent. It's like every character, like, in this movie is, like, an asshole. Even, like, a lot of the Green Lanterns, like, you're like, hey, it's Kilowog. And it's like, oh, God, I forgot, like, Kilowog kind of, like, sucks. It's like, it's his first day, and he's just like, all right, I'm going to, like, beat the shit out of you now.
He's a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that.
I don't know. I feel like there should have been, like, some type of camaraderie between him and some of the Lanterns.
Well, they needed more scenes for that.
Yeah, there's like Birdman, and I guess all those scenes were like too expensive to do. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I knew about this once because they had that making of book that was just, you know, sitting in Barnes & Noble, just flipping through it and seeing concept art. And I guess some stuff must have been filmed and prevised at some point, but Sinestro, Kilowog, and Tomare were actually supposed to participate in the final battle and not just show up at the very end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, fuck everyone who made this movie that way. That sounds like a much cooler finale.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, like, you know, towards the end of the movie, I feel like the finale is not bad. Like, it actually, like, I don't know, it gets a little better when, like, you know, Green Lantern talks to the Guardians and stuff, and it's like, oh, we gotta use, like, the fear power to fight fear, and, like, he's just like, no, you can't do that, because, like...
That's a bad
idea.
idea.
The fear will overtake you, and I'm like, all right, we're getting somewhere now. This is feeling a little bit like Green Lantern, and then, you know, the final battle is, like, okay, but, like, man, all the stuff in between it, though, is just, like...
I feel like it starts solid, then kind of hits a wall for a while, and then kind of has an okay ending. It's that, like, chunk in the middle that's very clunky.
Yeah.
It's like he goes to space and the movie's fucked.
Also,
which you think would be the best part of the movie. And in some ways it is, because I like the training scenes.
yeah. I also feel like the movie's, like, out of order in a weird way, because it's like he goes to space, but then comes back, and then, like, is showing his friend his powers. And I'm like, I feel like those scenes should be, like, switched.
It does feel like he should have been in space for longer than he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. Who knows? This movie was jumbled a lot in post. There was a lot of production problems. I mean, for one thing, like, this movie was originally at one point, I think Greg Berlanti, Mark Guggenheim, and this other guy were the writers.
Oh, wow.
Greg Berlanti was even attached to direct at one point, but I can understand why he was replaced, because, you know, he's mostly
TV
just
guy.
a TV guy.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that the script was actually pretty good, but they chipped away at it. And there's a quote from someone who worked on the movie. He's like, yeah, it's not even the version that Martin Campbell shot. They chopped it up in the edit. It's like, man, this movie just got fucked the entire way over.
Yeah, I remember before this movie came out, it had a legitimate, like, awesome trailer where
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, they did it. And, like, it looked like it was going to be really cool.
Well, I remember the first trailer was a little wonky, but then the next trailer was a lot better.
Yeah, there was, like, one trailer that I remember was, like, really good. And
Yeah.
It was like somebody was, like, a wizard and cutting that trailer.
Sometimes, you know.
And, like, it was just like, oh, man, this is going to be cool. Like, they're going to make a Green Lantern movie, and it's going to be badass and awesome.
And then we'll get a sequel with the Sinestro Corps, probably.
Yeah.
And maybe the third one will be Blackest Night.
I mean, I guess that's, like, the main thing everybody was thinking at that time. It's just like, you got to get the Blackest Night.
Yeah, Blackest Night, it's, like, so far away. I'm like, part of the reason why I'm just like, I need this Lantern show to be good and get multiple seasons to finally get to Blackest Night. It's just so out of reach. Because of this movie bombing, we couldn't even get, like, a straight-to-video Blackest Night animated movie, probably.
Yeah, it's true. It's, like, the main thing people wanted to see from Green Lantern. But, yeah, I don't know. You know, it's an odd movie. There's, like, a lot of things in it that are, like, strange and stupid. Like Hector Hammond and his, like, Marv from Home Alone screams. And, like...
Oh, my God. Or what about weird, wrong Amanda Waller?
Oh, yeah. She's like Dr. Amanda Waller.
Yeah, and she's not anything like how Amanda Waller should be. And was it Angela Bassett?
Yeah.
And she plays a character in the Mission Impossible movies who actually acts like Amanda Waller.
Yeah, that's true.
It was weird. Like, why weren't you like that in this? Because, like, clearly that character was there because, shocker, this was around the time they were like, we got to make a DC universe to compete with Marvel.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with Green Lantern. I mean, Man of Steel.
Sure, this was before Man of Steel. It was during the Christopher Nolan era Batman movies, too.
Yeah, it's the year before The Dark Knight Rises.
I don't know. You know, it's funny, too, because this movie's 2011, but, like, man, it feels such like a 2000s movie still.
I don't know. It's a little, I guess. It also, in some ways, reminds me of, I don't want to kick them while they're down, but, you know, some of the problems this movie has, I've seen in, say, a certain recent Marvel movie about a man that's an ant. Because, you know, just a lot of, yeah, you guys are just in a room somewhere in front of a green screen, ain't you?
Yeah,
Or I guess maybe Ant-Man had the volume. I don't know.
that's true.
It's still just like, you're not in a real place and you don't look like you're in a real place.
I don't know. There's like a lot of weird like lessons from this movie. I guess like, don't make green in the title.
Well, yeah, this movie and there was a Green Hornet movie
Yeah.
that both came out in the same year, both bombed big time. And then next, the next year there's a Green Arrow television series, and it's just called Arrow. And flash forward, we got a Green Lantern show, and it's just called Lanterns. It's like they're still afraid of the word green.
He's got no Green Lantern.
Yeah. Definitely. That Lantern show seems like it's just like some grounded show, and then all of a sudden like that guy can fly for some reason.
I mean, maybe the show will get more cosmic as it goes through the episodes. Maybe it starts out like, yeah, they're just in a backwater area. Oh my God, aliens! Shoot them with your lasers!
They mentioned Squirrel Green Lantern in the trailer.
Yeah, they mentioned him.
Surprised he didn't show up in this movie. Maybe he's in that wide shot with all the...
They did sneak a lot of lanterns in there.
Because there was like a bee in that shot, and it was just like, oh man.
I'm honestly shocked he's not there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, it like had a lot of potential, and I guess like maybe this movie's like a lot of missed potential and meddling. It was
oh my God,
a lot of cooks in the kitchen. It was like DC like thinking like our next big franchise.
So and who knows how many other deleted scenes there are. Like there's a couple on like the Blu-ray, nothing too crazy. A neat little moment where he saves his nephew from parallax, but there's another scene that I know exists, and there's been I remember hearing about it, saw a photo within the last couple of years of Ryan Reynolds and the actor, but hey, guess what? Jon Stewart was supposed to be in this movie too.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it was just a cameo, but still.
Okay.
It was clearly one of those like, and then you'll be in the next one in a bigger role.
There we go.
It's funny, like the same, I remember hearing at the time, like before this movie came out and bombed big time and destroyed everything, that like the same writers were attached to a treatment. They may even wrote a draft for The Flash.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because, they were like, yeah, we're going to build our universe. Oh, no! But then some of that team got their hands on The Flash on television. And a different green-themed hero. But again, they were afraid of the word green.
It's true.
So much so that the one writer, whose last name was Green, I don't think was involved in any of those.
Oh, man. It's like, get him out of here.
There is 4 credited writers on the script, and it's like the initial team, and then just some other guy who probably got brought in to rewrite the fuck out of the script.
Yeah. I don't know. Green Lantern is like, in my mind, when it comes to like DC, he's like in that like group of heroes that is just like, who's going for 4th place right now? It was Green Lantern. It was Flash for a pretty long time.
And then that movie might have killed it.
Yeah. Like one could argue like they like dipped their toe with Aquaman succeeded, and they were like, no, not Aquaman. Like
it's gonna be the most successful of our year of failures, but we're not gonna market it.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah. It was just like, not Aquaman. Anybody but Aquaman.
Is anybody else? Please?
Like, we will put more money behind like this Flash movie starring a criminal than we will or alleged criminal, I should say. I don't know. Whatever. He did a lot of bad stuff.
I don't know. I think he at least got probation. So,
okay.
I don't want to say convicted felon, but, it's a fucker who had problems.
Yeah, bad man.
Fuckwit.
That they're like, no, Flash. It's just like, well, Aquaman made $1 billion. Fuck that sequel.
We're not going to market it at all.
Yeah.
What do you mean it made twice the amount of money the Flash did? Shit, we should have marketed it.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess now they're doing a Green Lantern TV show, and I guess Supergirl is going to maybe try to be that 4th DC hero. It's like kind of weird because it was like always like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Although the Wonder Woman movie happened after this, which is really weird.
It was kind of crazy that Green Lantern got a movie before Wonder Woman.
Yeah. It's like, how did that happen?
Those comics were pretty popular, that's why. And, there was that stigma against female-led action movies because of a whole bunch of really bad movies that did poorly, but they were really bad movies, so of course they did poorly. It had nothing to do with the fact that that Catwoman was a woman, or Elektra was a woman, or Ultraviolet was a woman, or Aeon Flux was a woman. Those movies were all just terrible.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And Lara Croft fizzled out after 2 movies and all that shit. It was like a weird stigma.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, no, the problem is the movie's got to be good, period. If this movie was better, we'd be talking about the third Green Lantern reboot by now.
Yeah.
Because, they would have fucked up the second one.
Yeah, it's funny too, just like thinking about this movie too. It's just like, the Guardians of the Universe, from the little of Green Lantern comics I've read, I'm like, yeah, they're kind of always just like weird assholes that
There's like the one that's not an asshole.
Yeah, but
he's
not in this movie for some reason.
I mean, he might be, but he's not identifiable.
Yeah.
He might be one of them. I don't know.
It's weird too that Sinestro is in this movie, but
a really well cast Mark Strong, admittedly.
Yeah, but they give him nothing good to do, and it's just
you know what would have been great? If he was training Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what would have been great? That animated movie, First Flight, but in live action.
Yeah, because
that was awesome.
There's none of that I wouldn't say Sinestro and Hal Jordan were friends, but they had mutual respect for each other.
There was a friendship of sorts in modern continuity, but then Sinestro went bad, and weirdly enough, there's still this sort of we were friends once.
Yeah, it's weird that he wants that yellow power, and he puts on the yellow power ring at the end, even though
in the mid-credit scene that goes nowhere because the first of many, and many that featured Mark Strong.
Oh man.
It's crazy that it happened twice.
I just find it weird that he puts on the yellow ring at the end after Hal Jordan proved that actually the green power can overcome the yellow power.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And,
It's one of those things where it's in your mind, they're just we teased Sinestro going bad in the sequel. It's okay, cool. Why though?
Yeah. Why did he go bad? Why does he want the yellow power now? Parallax is done.
Yeah, what's going on? Why is he doing this? In the comics, it makes sense because he goes bad before he gets the yellow ring.
Yeah, he doesn't like how the Guardians do shit.
Yeah, and he kind of rules his homeworld like a tyrant.
Yeah. But in this, there's just none of that. It's not even a thing he's jealous of Hal Jordan being you're the best Green Lantern ever, human. Because, yeah.
Because, they're not telling that story.
I know.
That much more interesting story. Instead, we got a Cloud voiced by Clancy Brown.
It was Clancy Brown, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Yeah.
Good for him getting paid.
Yeah.
Like that guy. He's awesome.
It's weird, too, because, Parallax in this, too, is just,
Nothing like Parallax?
Yeah, it's just, this weird entity, and I'm doesn't Green Lantern have any other more interesting villains?
Yeah, Sinestro.
Yeah, I know, but,
Or the Manhunters.
Yeah, the Manhunters.
Yeah, something there. Yeah, also, I think in an early draft, Parallax was something called Legion, which kind of makes more sense because he's probably more like that character than he is Parallax. Because in the comics, Parallax is a fear entity, and it's literally trapped in the Green Lantern power battery on Oa. And that's why, in modern comics, is the explanation for why they're vulnerable to yellow. Because there's a flaw, because they're literally keeping the entity of fear trapped within.
Yeah.
Though they also added this notion that, they can overcome it. If they can overcome fear, they can overcome the yellow flaw. But also, it was also their way of explaining why, after Hal Jordan went crazy and killed everybody and became Parallax, the yellow weakness was just magically gone. Because it was just suddenly gone.
Yes.
It just didn't exist for some reason. Jeff Johns came and was just I gotta explain away all this nonsense.
This is why it happened.
I gotta fix Green Lantern and explain away all this shit.
He was very good at retconning a lot of these ridiculous decisions they made in DC. The only one I kind of disagree with him is some of the stuff with Barry Allen.
To be fair, I don't know whose idea it was to bring back Barry.
Yeah.
He just also was all right, I'll run with it. I don't know. I don't know whose idea it was because he didn't write the story Barry came back in.
Oh, okay.
He just wrote Flash Rebirth and might have been the one that introduced the whole Reverse Flash killing his mama thing. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it was definitely after Final Crisis that whole thing came about.
Right.
Basically, all the stuff that people think about with the Flash backstory and Reverse Flash killing his mama and all that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Green Lantern, it's such a weird movie, and
yeah, I mean, everyone was thinking so many different things. It's be like Top Gun in space, DC's Star Wars, things you always hear those things being thrown around. So much so that there was a time when it was rumored that in the most, I guess in the DCEU, they were trying to get Tom Cruise to play Hal Jordan.
I remember that.
The unconfirmed rumor was that he was down for it, but didn't want it to be a one-off. because they wanted it to be a one-off.
Oh,
They wanted to
okay.
bump his ass off and just have it be about Jon Stewart. Where Tom Cruise is like, no, I stay.
Yeah, I want another franchise. Tom Cruise.
And yeah, I'm just like, no, you don't get rid of Hal right away. So I'm kind of like staring at that Lanterns trailer with like deep concern sometimes. I'm like,
It's like they're just gonna like straight up like just be like, "How's the bad guy?"
we gonna just jump right into this? What are we doing? I don't even know if they're necessarily doing Parallax. They could just kill him.
Sure. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect from this like Lantern show. Like at this point,
No.
you know, who knows?
I just want it to be good.
Yeah.
I liked Green Lantern. I read the Jeff Johns run. I've read some other stuff too. I actually kind of would like to read Emerald Twilight, but I never see them release trades of it.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why. Remember that story where we made Green Lantern a mass murderer?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, maybe.
But he did become good at the end and like sacrifice himself to like
That was
save the Earth.
Yeah, but that wasn't a follow-up story.
Yeah.
He stayed bad for a while. In fact, one of the DC Marvel crossovers I read, it was Green Lantern Silver Surfer. It was the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern, and the villains in it are Thanos, and Hal Jordan is Parallax.
Oh man.
It's the first time I ever read a comic with Thanos in it.
Oh, I will say Hal Jordan's Parallax outfit is pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, looks neat. It's an okay idea, but yeah, probably execution not great.
You know, with retcons,
Yeah.
I do still wish in those animated movies, after they did the whole thing where they turned him bad, they would have had him show up as the Spectre and be like, I needed to redeem myself after what I did when I was possessed by the Parallax entity. But no, he just gets possessed by the Parallax entity and just fucking dies, and that's it.
Yeah. But I don't know, you know, Green Lantern from 2011, it's not a great movie. I mean, yeah, maybe it's not as bad as maybe people think it is, but at the same time, I didn't like watching it. I was like, just like, I wish I was watching a better movie. Like,
Just go watch Green Lantern First Flight.
yeah. And that's probably the best, like, Green Lantern movie.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
there's only 4.
Yeah.
You know, this movie, First Flight, Emerald Knights, which is more of a bunch of short films with a
Yeah.
with a bridging story, and then that Beware My Power with the Jon Stewart, but he has Kyle Rayner's origin.
Yeah. Hal Jordan is in it. It's Parallax.
Yep,
Just kind of crazy.
that was kind of a be careful what you wish for moment for us.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, they should do that. They should do that. I'm like, oh, they did it. Not so good without the redemption arc, is it?
Yeah. just bad. But yeah, I don't know, you know, they're trying Green Lantern again.
Took them a long time. They had that Green Lantern Corps movie dated in the old continuity. Then they were developing that show, which I don't know about that version either.
That show had some like weird iterations, and there was the one like latest iteration where it was just like, this is about all the Green Lanterns that like nobody cares about.
It was going to be set in 3 different time periods. Here's Alan Scott in the 40s. Here's Guy Gardner and someone else in the 80s. Here's Baz and whatever the fuck her name is in the
Jessica.
present day.
Yeah.
Right, Jessica Cruz. Sorry, I don't know these newer characters as much because my only exposure to her is in that Justice League animated movie.
That's why I know her.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, hey, it's Justice League Unlimited, and it has like Bruce Timm animation or character designs, I should say.
It's in the continuity.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the Justice League Unlimited movie we never got back in the day. It follows the same format. One or more of the founders and some new other characters.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. That version seemed weird. Then there was all of a sudden for like maybe behind the scenes it was like this longer for months or something, but it felt like for like a couple of weeks it was like the Green Lantern show is now a Jon Stewart show. And then like, I don't know, a month later it's like, hi, I'm James Gunn and I've taken over DC Comics and we're making a show called Lanterns, starring Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart doing a True Detective style mystery thing. And even though I'm telling you now, in 2 years when the trailer drops, everyone's going to be very surprised by that. It's just like he said exactly what it was, and then everyone was like, why is this weird True Detective thing? It's like, he said it was going to be that. Like, yeah, I'm not exactly feeling it myself either, but it's exactly what he said it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I want it to be good. but I'm erring on the side of caution.
We'll see. You know, they've been trying to make this Green Lantern show for a while. I don't even remember. Did this Green Lantern show idea start off as a DC Universe thing?
No,
Or it was always HBO
It was always
Max.
HBO Max. It was
Okay.
always HBO Max. It was the 2 versions that were being produced by Berlanti, trying to get redemption on Green Lantern. You had your chance with Diggle and you blew it.
That's true. It just never went full Green Lantern with Diggle.
To be fair, I think they were gonna, and then they were told they couldn't, so they didn't.
Which happened a lot with the CW stuff.
Yeah, it is what it was.
But
Can't change the past.
Green Lantern 2011, it's a movie.
It's interesting. It's an anomaly because it's a non-Batman or Superman DC movie in the pre-DCEU world.
It's true.
There just wasn't any of them. I mean, there was like a couple, but they were very spread out and varied in quality, and were mostly bad because Swamp Thing and Supergirl and Catwoman. Oh my.
Yeah, I guess it was right before Avengers where DC was just like, we got to do that. Like,
I mean, this was very much Iron Man. We got to do that because there's a little bit of that.
yeah.
You can
yeah.
see it in the movie.
Yeah.
Especially like they were trying. Oh man.
Make his chest glow like Iron Man.
What do you think this movie would have been like had it not been made until after Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh man.
Where we get the wacky Green Lantern movie that's mostly set in space.
Be weird.
Would have been better.
Maybe. But who knows? I guess with that being said, that's the Out of Touch podcast for this week. Something brightest night.
Blackest Night.
Green Lantern's life!